This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Harley Race.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
This is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Let the bodies hit the
Welcome to another edition of MWF Extra. I'm Dan Marotti along with Commissioner Vaughn Johnson. As you can tell from the opening of our program, tonight we're joined by two special guests. To my right, sudden impact Dylan Kage and the lovely Talia.
Your pleasure, Dan. Definitely your pleasure.
So far, we'll see.
We're well aware, Saturday night, February 15th, it's fast approaching, big match, you're in the main event. Will the feud finally come to an end when you take on Slick Wagner-Brown and April Hunter in a mixed tag team matchup?
I gotta tell you something, Dan. The feud should have came to an end a long time ago. It's obvious, Slick, you're not as good as I am, and April Hunter is not.
No. Sorry if I'm not plastic to get over. Hey, what can you say?
What was that?
Plastic. I mean, what's the point?
Plastic, silicone, it's all the same, Dan.
Well, it's a good thing April Hunter's not in the studio tonight, or
Oh, I would say it's to her face if she was.
things would get a little frisky.
Plastic doesn't hurt.
Nonetheless, let's take a look back, chronicle the Slick Wagner-Brown Dylan Kage feud. We go back to Revere, Massachusetts. Your first meeting with him could have gone either way, and April Hunter interfered.
Exactly. Once again, I had Slick beaten, and the big red-headed slut just came in,
Big head
caused me to lose another match, which I shouldn't have lost to begin with. So, I went out and I got the most beautiful woman on the planet. And you see the results. 1, 2, 3. Last show.
Let's go back to Wakefield. Let's go back to Wakefield, Massachusetts, the Superstar benefit. Rematch. This time you both have a valet in your corners. You're victorious this time. However, Talia interferes. And we're going to take a look at this match a little later on and have you two give your opinions on what you did. Cheating to win.
Hey,
Cheating?
that's life.
That's life?
Get over it.
Well, you made quite a stink about your being screwed back in Revere.
Right.
So you think turnabout is fair play in this situation?
I would say so. I think all's fair when it all comes down to it.
Well, let's see how the fans think about it. Saturday night, February 15th at the Lynn Armory in Lynn, Massachusetts. Huge night of action. We have a lot to talk about with Dylan and Talia tonight, Commissioner. Let's talk about what happened to you and I last week on this very program. Thanks to you, I was ripped out of this seat and thrown around like a child's toy by Gino Martino, and you were given the hard punch by Ox Baker.
You know what? Here we go again. Gino Martino. As you see, I just got out of work today on my medical shift. Gino Martino, I know now for a fact, is insane. Not on paper, legit. All right? Ox Baker is a has-been, a was-been, a never is or never was. Okay, so we have to bring this jabroni, this old guy that belongs in the home of retirement, to come and fight his battles, but that's another story. But you know what? Gino Martino will be paying very dearly for touching you and I. And Ox Baker, we'll see if he even has the guts to show up February 15th.
MWF Road to the Gold, Saturday night, February 15th, the final event before we crown the first ever MWF Heavyweight Champion. It should be something. Special guest, Percy Pringle III, former WWF superstar Paul Bearer. He'll be there to meet and greet the fans, Commissioner. It should be fantastic for the fans to have their picture taken.
That's right.
A legend?
A legend himself. All right. Unlike Ox Baker, who thinks he's a legend, Ox Baker's a legend with the ladies from the 20s and 30s. But you know what? Okay. We won't get into that situation, okay? That's the only rumor I've heard, okay? Percy Pringle is a legend, WWF Hall of Famer, okay? Fan-friendly, 6 o'clock, Wakefield, at the, Lynn Armory. There we go. A little
There we go. We can't talk about Wakefield.
Okay, that's right. It's a sad town there. Sorry, Wakefield. All right, Lynn, Mass. The mayor is coming. A special event for a sick child, Jonathan Noon. Anyone that has any knowledge of what this poor kid is going through should please come and help us support this poor kid.
All right, Commissioner, let's talk about the card itself. We're joined by half of the main event right here. Slick Wagner-Brown and April Hunter trying to even the score, settle it once and for all against sudden impact Dylan Kage and the lovely Talia.
You know what? Let me tell everybody that's listening that when Talia was walking down the street today, sunglasses had to be given out. She was so hot, all right, in this weather, as she's walking down the stairs, walking down the street. The ice is melting. She is so hot.
Commissioner Von Johnson, we're here to talk about wrestling, not female looks. This isn't the catwalk in Italy.
It's okay.
Yeah, if the man speaks the truth, let him speak.
Please, please.
This is a wrestling program.
Just because
You know,
he's not speaking of
April
you.
Hunter.
You know?
April Hunter with all her magazines, all her websites, okay, all her medical repair jobs, adding, subtracting a few things. This is head to toe the real thing.
Commissioner Von Johnson, flattery will get you nowhere in situations like this. Well, let's look back to what happened to you in Revere when April Hunter, during your Millennium Girl contest, which you forced her into unwillingly, she gave you a low blow and you were left lying on the mat.
You know, April Hunter takes it off for everybody. We've all seen it in the magazines. We've all seen it in the videos. All right? She wants to enter my Millennium Contest, which she's not even registered. She comes in, interferes with my contest.
You forced her into it. She didn't want to do it.
Oh, please, 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 all right? Then she comes in like she's out of a nunnery, out of a church rectory, whatever they call it, all right? And then she's not going to show anything when everyone in the audience, every male and female, has seen April many times from head to toe.
Boring.
All right? And then she comes in, and she got called to the mat, and what did she do? My back is turned, and she gave me, forget about the Sopranos. I was singing soprano for quite a long time after that.
That was a vicious, vicious blow from April Hunter. But Commissioner Von Johnson, getting back to the point here, it's Millennium Wrestling Federation, not Millennium Girl Contest. The fans want to see wrestling. They don't want to see girls parading around the ring.
Well, that's part of my commissioner duty, is to bring various talents, not only athletes in wrestling, athletic women with looks that can do both. To your right, we have the combination, the total package.
Well, Dylan Kage isn't a woman.
No. I said all the way to the right.
Oh, well, you said to my right, and that was Dylan.
Well, you know what? I guess we have to change the bifocals or the
Yeah.
contacts or something.
Something.
All right?
Definitely.
Talia has been scouted for many, many months, okay, through me and my other various people to back up Dylan Kage, okay, to handle April Hunter. All right? I am completely confident this will be taken care of.
Saturday night, February 15th, the Lynn Armory in Lynn, Massachusetts, Road to the Gold. Let's talk about another big matchup. Lynn, Massachusetts' own wrestling rookie, Todd Hansen, will take on the WWF legend King Kong Bundy. His dream will come true when he takes on the massive Bundy in his hometown in front of friends, family, neighbors, etc.
Todd, this young man, Todd Hansen, is a find, okay? Months turned into years to find this kid. This kid is a hungry young athlete that we like in MWF, not like all the other losing organizations. The kid is clean cut. He's all-American, is apple pie. He's straight out of the Ozzie and Harriet TV show, okay? This is his one chance, and he has assured us, okay? He's local, born and bred and raised in Lynn. His family is still born, bred, and raised in Lynn.
How would they be raised if they're already born there?
Well, not my business. I don't do GYN situations. That's another story. I just do psychological stuff, okay? All right. Todd Hansen is ready, okay? Anyone that wants to see a great up-and-coming wrestler, we have had in our organization, within a matter of 6 or 8 months, people walking from MWF into WWE in the past. This could be our next man.
All right, Commissioner Von Johnson. Right now, it's time to that segment I was looking forward to earlier. You've had many shady characters in the broadcast booth with me. The Jackal, again, is in Japan, so I'm left alone. And we're going to be taking a look back at the second Slick Wagner Brown Dylan Kage match from Revere. And I'm going to be joined on commentary with these two.
It's going to be unbelievable. Wait till you hear. This is coming right from the mouth.
I can't wait to hear their analysis on this match, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it too. We'll be back in just a minute when we look at the greatest match in MWF history.
That's right.
Welcome back. It was a tremendous matchup, but different points of views from different people.
Dan, it was obvious. The two of us versus the two of them. It's not even a comparison.
No.
1, 2, 3. Everyone saw it. We were victorious.
Talia ran in the ring and
Never mind
interfered.
what Talia does.
Never mind what Talia
Never
does.
mind what Talia does. Mind your business.
Commissioner Von Johnson, you're here. You create the rules for this. If someone not participating in this match interferes, it should be
You know
disqualification.
what, Dan? I do what I want, when I want, how I want, to who I want.
Why is that?
Because I'm Talia.
Because you're Talia.
Well, there was a problem with when she walked in the ring. There was some distraction for many of the males and females in the audience. So I have to say that there was a 30 seconds to a minute pause watching her, run into the ring. That did distract us a little bit, but she had to take care of business.
Commissioner Von Johnson, you've done nothing about Talia interfering in these matches. You've done nothing about April Hunter interfering in these matches. Come on. I've had Gino Martino physically attack me, trying to break into this studio. What are you going to do to get law and order back in the MWF?
It will be taken care of.
Is this a zoo?
It will be taken care of. That's all I can say at this present time.
It'll be taken care of. Well, one thing that we know for sure that's going to be taken care of is in the main event at Road to the Gold Saturday, February 15th at the Lynn Armory. Talia won't be able to interfere in this match from the outside because she's involved in the match, Talia. What do you think of that?
April Hunter, watch out. That's all I got to say. She started it. She interfered first.
Seems to me like the hunter
Is now the hunted.
Well, that's a good saying. Let's talk about what we've seen here on MWF Extra the past few weeks. Slick Wagner Brown takes on Mr. Spotlight Jeff Starr, a battle of top contenders here. People positioning themselves for the first ever MWF Heavyweight Championship later in the spring. And what happens, but sudden impact Dylan Kage runs out and gives him the cavort kick.
Well, you know, Jeff Starr's a friend of mine, and he said he needed just a little help.
A little help? You almost broke his neck. You find that funny? Why don't you save it for the ring?
You really made my
For
day.
your
Daniel.
match. You don't interfere in other people's matches.
I don't really call it an interference. It's more like, what would you say, babe? Just a little nudge.
A little nudge. Okay, let's talk about a little nudge. A few weeks later on this very program, you took on Too Extreme John Brooks, and Slick Wagner Brown came out and gave you a little nudge into some folding chairs.
And that was appalling. How could he dare interfere in my match against John Brooks?
He's
Who
jealous.
is this man to come into the ring? A person that can't even put himself in my class. And it was obvious.
But he won.
But I came face to face to Slick Wagner Brown. Him, he comes to the ring with a chair. Go figure. He's obviously scared of me.
Yep.
I went to his home. Where was he? He didn't come out.
No.
I
We called him out.
And on the break, I understand that next week on this very program, you're going to go back to his home with MWF cameras?
You know that's right.
This could be very, very ugly, Commissioner. Are you planning on doing anything about this?
Yes, we already contacted the local police. We'll be waiting outside to make sure nothing happens.
Oh, please.
Because this house,
Please.
I want to understand, looks like a dumpster. It's so filthy. It's so disgusting. It is absolutely dirty. All right, the board.
Would you say that if Slick Wagner Brown was here right now?
Yes, I would. I feel bad for the guy. You
wouldn't.
know what? Obviously, he's not making enough money traveling around the country, making these $25 and $30 nights. It's cost him $60 and $90 in gas.
Commissioner Von Johnson, that is irrelevant. What is relevant is look at the outside interference. Dylan Kage running in, kicking people in the skull.
There we go.
Slick Wagner Brown hitting Dylan Kage. That's wrong as well. What are you going to do about this?
You know what? First of all, I'm doing a little research again.
There's no research to be done. The videotape shows it all.
I want to see where they both got their training. What
What does where their training have to do with them interfering in matches?
It could be where the mentality level is here. As a trained psychologist, I have to research this from a psychiatric point of view.
Psychiatric, all right. Nonetheless, Dylan Kage, what's going to happen Saturday night, February 15th, if you get hit with the Island of Ecstasy?
The Island of Ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
Let's go back to Revere, Massachusetts. Island of Ecstasy, and it went 1, 2, 3. It was after April Hunter interference, however, you still lost that match. What's going to happen?
Interference was the only reason Slick Wagner Brown
right.
was able to hit the Island of Ecstasy. Hey, pal, there ain't a time or a place that you can do it by yourself. Realize that.
Without your porn star on the side.
Exactly.
Plastic porn star.
All right, Talia, let's talk to you. What happened Saturday night, February 15th at the Lynn Armory, Road to the Gold, if you get hit with the P-bomb by April Hunter?
I'm not getting hit with shit from April Hunter. Okay.
Oof.
You're the commissioner and you sit here and laugh at this?
You know what? First of all, be very careful because those are legal weapons. Okay? I don't want anything to happen to you.
Fake legal weapons.
You know, whether you could be drowned by
Please.
the excess liquid,
Smothered.
okay? You could be bruised.
Yeah, you're
Well,
right.
I think personally I could use them as a flotation device if I would ever
While
start
you're
to drown.
swimming, yeah.
We're rapidly running out of time. It's been a pleasure to have
bad.
you joining with us. Next week, you're going to be here joining us again at Slick Wagner Brown and April Hunter's home. Any closing words, any last fighting words for February 15th?
It's easy, MWF, people out there in TV land, we're not conceited.
We're just
Convinced.
And Commissioner Von Johnson, this spring, he could become the first ever MWF heavyweight champion.
You know what? I'm a dual championship. His and hers belts.
And I got to tell you,
right.
gold looks great around my waist.
Well, and with Talia at ringside, it's 2-on-1. But nonetheless, for Commissioner Von Johnson, Talia, and Dylan Kage, I'm Dan Marotti. We'll see you next week on Extra. Goodbye.
You already know Kowloon Restaurant, established in 1950 and spanning 4 generations, serves a multi-Asian menu. Did you also know that Kowloon Restaurant is New England's premier Asian dining and entertainment complex, serving Cantonese, Szechuan, Thai, and Polynesian cuisine? And did you know that Kowloon Restaurant is also the home of the finest Japanese sushi? If you haven't dined at Kowloon Restaurant lately, then you simply haven't dined at Kowloon. Kowloon Restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus.
30 years in the making. Iconic moments take on a new life in stunning images, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive interviews.
One of the most incredible nights I've ever had.
On that night, there's nobody else I could have done it with but Scott Hall.
Welcome to WrestleMania! 30 years of WrestleMania. Available September 15th. Pre-order now online or wherever books are sold.